Hey Nick, I'm ill, as you can probably tell from my voice. It's not really that bad of an illness, it's just kind of in my sinuses and makes my throat really sore when I wake up and makes me drink this lovely brew of Lemsip. As I probably drink a lot of Lemsip during this video, I'm going to put a little counter down here somewhere of every time I drink some Lemsip. And on the other side, down here, every time I cough, sneeze or splutter. But hopefully that one will stay at 0. But I don't want to talk to you about me being ill. No, I want to talk to you about crime. Because crime is quite an interesting topic. Yeah, it genuinely is. So, well, the interesting thing about crime is very simple. Crime happens when or crime is created more when you have a lack of opportunity for jobs or money. So what happens when you have this lack of opportunity? Quite simple. What happens when you have this lack of opportunity is that people are driven towards doing crimes to get money. But what also happens is that government and politicians want to seem tough on crime. So what do? Very simple. What they do is they actually make it easier for people to be incarcerated into prison and make it harder to leave prison. So what's wrong with that? Well, again, quite simple. The fact people go to prison isn't an issue. The fact they can't leave is the issue. So we have an overpopulation of our prisons, which, to be fair, the UK doesn't have yet. But the US is also creeping towards it. The US have a record high number of incarcerated prisoners at the moment, and I think the UK joined them with that too. But I can tell you now, the UK at the beginning of 2015, keep in mind it's getting near to the end, had 84,000 prisoners in prison. The UK now have 86,000 prisoners in prison. So that's an increase in 2,000 people over a year, which isn't so much of an issue. The issue is more that we need to rehab them out of prison, not put people into prison. Prisoners currently have to say that they're convicts, which isn't wrong. They are convicts, they should say it. But the issue with this comes in that prisoners being convicts, it means they can't get a job, which means they have a lack of opportunity, which means they go back to crime, meaning they go back to prison. Another slight issue happening within the prison system is that prisoners have become nice enough that homeless people try to break into prison. Not break out, break in. Which kind of makes me think prisons should be tougher, which means that, people want to do less crime. Half of prison is a deterioration, making people go, I don't want to do that crime because I'll go to prison. But if prisons are nice enough to make homeless people want to break into it, it's probably nice enough to make some homeless people commit crimes, therefore adding another reason to commit a crime to the list of crimes. And there you go. In my opinion, we should be more getting people to rehab out of prison so they can actually get jobs. The government need to work with companies and get companies to work with people who have just come out of prison, so they can say, I've had this job after I was in prison and they were perfectly fine with me. I've had this job for X many years. And yes, prison needs to be different from normal life, but they should also rehab people back into normal life properly, not just dump them. Because if you dump them, they'll end up, committing crimes because they won't be able to get a job because everyone will be like, oh, you're a convict. I don't want you to work here. They could be perfectly fine when they leave prison, but they're driven back to crime. And that is the crime within the system. Thank you, Nick. I will see you soon. Also, one last thing. Larah and I are very sorry for not making a video sooner. We've been away for the last 10 days on a really amazing international camp. We're both scout leaders, and we went on an international camp to Holland. And we met loads of really, really cool people from across the world, and because the world is a global community, and we met people from Israel, Egypt, Jordan, Scotland. Scotland's a bit closer to home, but still like 11 hours away on a coach. So that's why we haven't made a video. I will put some links below to where you can see what kind of went on that camp if you are interested. Bye!